Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Yo, Mike. Yo, Mike. How you guys been? It's been a week. It's been a full week. Can you believe it? Guys, I'm out of breath. This was like a buzzer beater. I just got everything set up like right on time. Well, I guess I'm like a minute late. Mike! Hey, mic check! We are recording. I do have... Everything is good to go. Everything's ready. But buzzer beater on finishing the drawing that I wanted to get done. That one I just completed. Tablet, of course, was doing some new shit. That's to be expected, though. So I factor that into my time. Like, I know that I need to give myself an extra, 10 minutes to set up because the tablet will be doing some goofy boy, shenanigans early on. I had a really productive day. Anybody who ordered a print in the last week, it's in the mail. It's on its way to you. First time here is a makeshift Cold Cuts episode prior to Tuesday. Boom! That's great. Yeah, we actually just recorded a really good episode. Do you want me to tell you about it? Should we jump scare warning? Jump scare. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. Don't go down wasting mine. I'm out of touch. You're out of time. Welcome back to art class. I don't know. It's been a very long time since I last streamed. I almost feel like I gotta get my sea legs again. War bad. I feel like I'm getting my sea legs again because it's been since last Monday. It was Passover on Wednesday, and I thought maybe I was gonna be able to fit a stream in this weekend, but it just did not shape up that way. But I'm out of my head when you're not around. Thank you guys for coming through. I got a nice little drawing for us to do today. This was a suggestion from somebody very close to me. Oh, wow, a real Binky poster. I know, can you believe it? It's real. War Bad is one of his most works. Is that Hall & Oates? God damn, they have so many bangers. I did not think that was them, TBH. Hang on, I'm just noticing a little issue I gotta do on the drawing here. Yeah, if you guys are hopping in here, this actually is a good, waiting room for the next, Can we get 5 more minutes to finish smoking before the drawing begins? Yeah. Don't worry, we're chilling. I'm gonna have a little chat while people are still trickling in. I know. Oh, I gotta make a post online anyway. That reminds me. Hey, you're out of touch. I'm out of time. And I'm out of my head when I'm not around. Hop in. Twitch.tv/Beetle. Alright, and let me post it on Instagram too. Hi Beetle, did you get a mantis shrimp postcard in the mail recently? No, I haven't. But that's awesome. I cannot wait if you sent me one. That is freaking sweet. And thank you very much. Yeah, I love when I love getting the stuff in the mail, guys. I have some every once in a while I check my PO box and I'll get something that I expect in the mail. But sometimes I get a surprise present in there, and it makes my day every single time. They're always so good. Oh my god, actually, what am I doing? I gotta show you guys something right now. Sorry, I'm posting this. Sorry, don't mind me, guys. You know what I was thinking about doing on my Wednesday stream? is I'm gonna get a bunch of candy bars, and then we're gonna do like a tier list. I'm gonna eat each one, try them all out. All right, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm not going anywhere, but check it out. Woo! Changing, quick change. I was so scattered, I forgot to even put this thing on hand. Okay. Check it out. Thought Cops sent me a fresh ass hoodie in the mail. Look at that. So yeah, that was actually a surprise today. When I went to the post office, I dropped off a bunch of prints today, and I checked my mailbox, and I had this freaking sweet Thought Cops, by the way, or a podcast. They were the first podcast that I was ever on. It was pre-Cold Cuts. Yo, Beetle, let's see you without it on. That's not a... Maybe that's a late night stream. Yo, Mike! Hey, Mike! Anyway, we were... so yeah, thank you to the Thought Cops. Dude, fresh-ass podcast. These are my boys. They're super cool, and they sent this to me in the mail today, which was awesome. Check them out. They just did an episode also. There's an episode on there with just YOLO. There's an episode with just me, and there's an old episode, pre-Cold Cuts, with me and YOLO. The Cold Cuts duo pre-Cold Cuts. That exclamation point OnlyFans. Daily Beetle fact. Between the elytra and abdomen is the subelytral cavity, an important adaptive feature used by both terrestrial and aquatic beetles. For example, desert species use the subelytral space to insulate the body from sudden changes in temperature and prevent desiccation. While some aquatic beetles use this space to capture and store oxygen in order to breathe underwater. I don't think many of those words are in the Bible. How was everybody's Easter, by the way? My Passover was really nice. That's why we did not have a Wednesday stream. I was with the fam. Yeah, I got a cool drawing for us to do today. Oh, this is what I was going to say. We recorded today earlier. We recorded a Cold Cuts episode, which is coming out tomorrow, which is super fresh, with Matt Bors, who is also a very accomplished comic artist. Some of you may recognize him, and his partner, Ben Clarkson. They had just finished working on... It's now released. It is a cool-ass comic that they sent... They sent me a copy. They sent Zach a copy. And it's called Justice Warriors, and it's very funny, very colorful, very insane, and they were really cool to talk to. So those guys were super fresh, super nice, friendly guys. It was a great conversation. If you have not checked out Cold Cuts, like our podcast on YouTube, you're missing out a whole other thing with like Beetle, right? That's where I talk my shit mostly. This is like cozy vibes, and over there is when we're like just keeping it real. Anyway. Is that the one with the JoJo reference? Yeah, there are a lot of JoJo references in there. Matt Bors is he is most famous for this one comic, which is you guys probably have seen. It's a very famous comic to repost, where it's this guy in like the Middle Ages who's walking and he's like, society should change somewhat. And then there's another dude who's smiling and he's like sticking out of a well, and he's like, and yet you seem to participate in society. How odd. Like, I am very intelligent or something like that. People repost that one all the time. Anyway, Matt Bors, I learned he drew that. That was all the way back almost 10 years ago, in 2014. And it's just been, like, following him around. That's, like, I think it just transcended everything. Very famous comic. He's a funny guy, and he's a very talented artist, so it's cool. If we draw along, do we submit the art to you? I'm a first-time viewer. Guess what? There is a free Discord channel that you can jump in. We have an amazing community in there, and you guys have been posting art all the time. And after the stream, everybody posts their drawings in there. They're insanely fresh. Some of you in particular, Dick Sword, some of you in particular have been blowing me away. All right, I gotta start doing some like viewer reward stuff, just for being part of the Discord in general, like hopping in there. Anyway, it's totally free. It's really cool. Of course, you can post them on Twitter as well. But my mentions on Twitter are like just, I don't really want to get into it, but they just don't work. I have no idea why. I don't know if the site's under new management recently or something. I don't really want to go there. But the site is broken, and I don't like the way that it works. So, hop in the Discord. It's a really solid community. I think we're pushing 100 members in there already, which is like crazy. I think it might be closer to like 70, but very fresh, very very cool. Yes, I agree with you, Bing Bong. Okay, in Minecraft. Here we go. I have a drawing for us to do today. Okay. Do you guys want to see it? It's nice. It's cute. It's sweet. It was suggested to me by somebody very close to me. I think it's a good idea. No? Should we just end the stream? I mean, if you guys don't want to see it, just do something else. Just hang out. Just do something. It's me. Stop. Please show. Please show. All caps. So scary. It's a bee chilling on a flower. I thought this was a really cute idea. I thought it was like a fun, just like fun. I don't know. And it's cozy and chill. And it's been raining by me all day, so I wanted to just make something kind of like comfy and nice, kind of wholesome. How to draw a photorealistic tube of Go-Gurt. We could do that afterwards. I thought this was cool. And what I like about this is that I thought you guys have been really good about kind of like, mixing it up a little bit, like making, putting your own spin on the comics. I like that you guys have been feeling a little bit more emboldened recently to try like, try new things. And I think this one, it leaves a lot of freedom, right? You could color it anyway, different flower, different bug altogether, right? All kinds of different stuff. All right. I love bees. Bugs on my wee-wee. Love it. Oh, my desk is a disaster. I had a nice relaxing weekend, but you know that feeling when your weekend's over and it's been really relaxing and you're like, okay. Like that's how I feel right now. Just trying to get everything back in order. But let's get it popping. What do you guys think? I gotta ask, who's new? Don't worry, I'm not gonna forget the commandments. I'm just opening this up. Who's new in the chat? Hello, file. There we go. Has anybody never attended a Beetle Moses class before? Whoa, I'm new. Studio Zero. Zartek. I'm new. Oh, AGC317 first time. Oh, we got a lot of first timers. Amazing. Obviously, you guys already know. I love you guys that are here a bunch. JLT. Sandy Beaches. Second time still new. I love you guys that are here a bunch. But I gotta just make sure that I'm reaching a new audience. You know what I mean? So, I slept 12 hours from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. So I'm here. Good God, man. That's a crazy schedule to be on. Your dog stepped on a bee. No. UMax, I'm new. Welcome. Okay. This is what we're drawing. Before we start, I gotta show you guys something. You guys who have been here before, you already know, but you first timers, here's the deal. Long time listener, first time caller. Do you celebrate second Passover evening? Let's do this shit. I don't know. I don't. Typically we just do one. All right. These are the commandments. These are the Beetle commandments. It's probably time for me to revamp this one, right? I should probably get like this. I drew this like 5 minutes before the first ever stream. It's like I should probably make something that's like a little bit more appealing to look at. No, just keep it as is. All right. These are the Beetle commandments. All right. Number 1. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you send me your drawing on Twitter, if you hop in the Discord and you're posting your drawing there, I don't want you to say, like, oh, mine came out shitty, mine sucks, I suck at art, all this stuff. It's not helpful, and it's not the point, all right? We're drawing because it's fun, and it's important to be creative, and it's important to use your brain. So Just the fact that you're drawing at all, you should be very proud of yourself. And some of the drawings that you guys have been doing on off days that you've been sending me in the Discord are freaking sweet, man. So don't be too hard on yourself. This is just meant for you to kickstart your creative bug. We're just doing this for fun. It's just fun, and it's just easy little cartoons. That's it. All right? Don't be too hard on yourself. Number 2, go at your own pace, okay? I'm going to draw this really slowly, line by line. I'm going to try to spell it out real easy so you guys can follow along. But if I'm going too fast, if I breeze over something, if I don't explain something quite right, I'm watching the chat, and we'll go back and we'll do it again. All right? Go at your own pace. Don't be shy. If I'm going too fast, you can let me know. Number 3, try new things. It's how you get better. All right. This one, I think we've honestly drawn like bugs before like this. So I think some of you guys who are first timers it'll be your first time. Some of you, maybe you've never drawn before ever. So this maybe looks really difficult for you. All right. But you shouldn't be afraid to shy away from new things, especially on off days. If you're drawing something, if you're like, I really want to draw a, I don't know, gremlin doing a backflip or something. I don't know why that popped into my head. And you're just like, oh, well, I've never drawn a gremlin, and I'm not really good at anatomy, and I don't really know how to draw somebody doing a backflip, so let me just draw a bee on a flower, because I just drew that with Beetle Moses. Don't tell yourself that. You should try new things. The first time you draw something and you're looking at a reference, it will probably come out kind of mid, okay? The second time, you're going to look at it, and you're gonna have a reference and you're gonna draw it, and it's actually gonna come out pretty good. And the third time you won't even need a reference. But you gotta start somewhere. So don't be afraid to try something new. Okay. Those are the commandments. I'll pull them up again if anybody's getting kind of crazy. My skills have increased with each stream. It's quite cool. That's amazing. I think you guys are getting better with each stream, honestly. Because you know what? The other like major thing. And if you guys want critiques, like advice, you can message me, right? You can message me, send me your drawing, you can ask me for advice. I do get a lot of messages, so I can't always respond right away, but I'm happy to give you guys critiques. But my sort of box standard advice that I end up giving you guys a lot, because it really is just a catch-all, is just practice, 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 right? A lot of you guys have, actually quite a few, I've gotten like 4 or 5 messages that are related to just how do I draw straight lines. My lines come out really wobbly. How do I draw them? How do I draw straight lines? It ain't about drawing straight lines, baby. None of these lines are perfectly straight. They may look straight, but they're not really. I mean, look at the legs. They're not like, that's not straight. They're like wobbly. But when you practice, you're going to get more confident. All right? You're going to keep drawing. The first time you draw it, you're going to draw something really slow, which means every shake of your hand is going to be registered on the thing. But if you just keep drawing, you keep drawing that same line, you keep drawing those same shapes, right? You're just going to feel comfortable with it. Your lines are going to feel smoother and straighter. And perfectly straight lines, nobody should be drawing that. Nobody should be drawing that. You guys know, I bring this up all the time, that my, the Beetle Moses, how do I draw gay lines? That's what I'm going to teach you on the stream today. My, Beetle Moses, it almost feels like this, like the way that people do caricatures of my cartoons, like the way that people spoof Beetle Moses stuff, is that all of the boxes look like they were drawn by, a 4-year-old. Because they're all, really wobbly. Every time somebody draws a Beetle Moses comic, always the lines look like this, which is not inaccurate, but it's just like that's just because I'm not really concerned with drawing straight lines. I'm just I think it looks cooler when they're just more natural. Okay, are you guys ready? Now I will say, typically, honestly, when I drew this first, this guy, I drew it in pencil first. I did a pencil sketch first, and I started with the head, and then the torso, and then the abdomen, or whatever you call it, thorax, and then I drew the limbs and the wing and then the flower, right? But that was with pencil, and then I went over it with pen. When I was drawing it in pen, I had to start with this first leg, because it is the foremost object. All right, and everything starts going back from there. So, where is his sublateral cavity? I believe that that is right here between the whatchamacallit and the thoraxima bob. Okay, we're gonna start with the leg for these purposes, but remember to give yourself room. This is the general. This is generally what it's going to look like at the end. Okay. Head. Whoops, that's a little small actually. Head. Middle. Abdomen. Arm. He's got another arm going here. All right. And then the flower underneath. All right, so just remember to give yourself room. It's actually, even though we're drawing with the paper on the side, it actually works more as like kind of just a square shape, basically. Okay. Yeah, this one's thick as hell. Is everybody ready? Let's get it popping. Okay, we're going to start with this. Straight line at an angle. What's your favorite Beatles album? Mine's Bees Me. That is a good one. Mine is I was trying to think of like a funny one. I was trying to think of Abbey Road, but like Buggy Road. Bevolver, that's good. All right, now upside down V shape. It's going back down the other way. Okay. The way I draw the leg is that because they're kind of segmented, right? They don't have to be like perfectly connected, so I make a rounded end, and they're nice and skinny, so I bring it back up and a V down this way. Notice how these lines are not perfectly straight, right, guys? Not perfectly straight. It's not what it's about, really. Are there any songs about bees? I really can't think of anything. I mean, I think I have a little bit of brain fog today, honestly. On a normal day, I'd be like, oh, yes, I did start with the head in the pencil sketch, but we're going to start with the legs in a pen. If you're using pen, I'm starting with the leg because it is the foremost object. The head is actually almost all the way in the back. That's why. And then the foot is this oval shape. Love you too. All right, now let me zoom this out. Now we are making the little, what is this part of a bug called? It's not, this is the abdomen? I thought the abdomen was the middle part, like your abs. But maybe this is the abdomen. I don't know. I used to know a lot about bugs, but I still retain a lot of the knowledge I have about dinosaurs. Drawing this on my medical bills. I hope you're okay. Thorax. I retain a lot of my dinosaur knowledge, but almost none of my bug knowledge. Okay. This is kind of a, how can I describe this? It's not a perfect oval. I'm going to draw it away first. It's not a perfect oval. It's almost like this like gumdrop shape. What you would call this. There's not really a word for it. It's almost halfway between kind of like a triangle and an oval. It's almost like a really round triangle, but it's a little bit flatter at the base, rounder at the top. Right? We're making this gumdrop shape. This is going to be for his abdomen, or his thorax, rather. Okay? And it's going to go around this way. It goes over. Whoops, I don't even really love how that came out. Over and down and around. over, around, and down. It's kind of this like egg, almost egg shape. Dumpling, dropped ice cream, Patrick Starr's house. All accurate. Twitch keeps interrupting the stream and giving me an advertisement for that new. I thought I had ads turned off. Somebody else said that they see ads during my thing, but I like turned ads off. I don't understand. Am I just like, are they just playing ads anyway, and I'm just not seeing any of the money? It's a good thing we're going slow anyway. I don't want you guys to be like missing. Okay. Other leg. Little line up. It basically is going to mimic what's over here, but it's behind the thorax. Down. Same thing underneath. And the oval. And it's okay if they're on the same plane. It's okay if this leg is slightly higher than this one. It all just depends on the angle. Mine actually ended up just about on the same plane. That's just perspective stuff, but for the purposes of this like little cartoon, it's not really not really necessary to get into it. And then over here, I'm going to draw his stinger, which is actually, I'm going to color it in black, which makes up for the fact that it kind of goes over this a little bit. Okay. Only ladybees have stingers? I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure all of them have stingers. But like I said, I did not retain much of my bug knowledge, so you could be right. Could be right. Is that true? Your mom's a beekeeper? That just sounds so funny. That sounds like no, I'm sure you're telling the truth, but it just sounds like when you're at school and there's that one kid and he's like, yeah, actually, only ladybees have stingers. And you're like, really? That doesn't sound right. And he's like, yeah, my mom's a beekeeper. Just like completely making it up. Yeah, my mom's a beekeeper, so, you know. Okay, ready? Did you know the moon is gonna explode in like 10 years? Really? I've never heard that. Yeah, my dad's like an astronaut, so. What? You're not ready? You didn't draw this part yet? What's happening? We're just drawing the next little leggy bit. It's right here. Okay. I'm going to start with the... Did you know the moon is the husk of a dead god? Yeah, my dad... Yeah, my dad's the leader of the only true religion. What does that even mean? Okay. V shape. Like that. V shape. This is his arm that's right here. This one. Not that one. This one. Bees. Oh my god, we're spending so much time. Bees me, Meet the Beatles, A Hard Bees Flight, Beatles for Sale, Honey, Beevolver, Sergeant Pollen's Lonely Thorax Buzz Band, Buzzicle Buzstery Tour, The Yellow and Black Album, Yellow Bumblebee, Abbey Road, Let It Be. Damn, you crushed it. 3 cheers for Bing Bong. Got every single one. Yeah, Bing Bong's not even drawing. He's just like hacking into the mainframe. What's every Beatles album? Okay. How do I do that accent so well? Because I was that kid in school. Just kidding. I just knew so many kids that were like that. I'm trying to think of like another. What's like another thing that some kid would say? Isn't that so funny that it's just like such a universal thing too? Notice how I just rounded this and made us another V underneath here. Rounded also kind of at the elbow. Bing Bong snapped with that Beatles tier list. 3 cheers. Lying about finding Mew 3, that's so real. Did you know that Mew 3 is in the new Pokemon game? Really? I've never heard of that. I have like a book that comes with the game and it doesn't make any mention of that. Yeah, my dad's like a developer at Nintendo and like he likes put it in the game, but it's like a secret. My dad worked at Nintendo. Oh my god, that shit's funny. Yeah. They always say it like they know the kid knew that you were gonna try to catch them in a lie. I had a friend that was like that, but with Five Nights at Freddy's. Guys, I am too old for Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know anything about that game. Hello, Beetle friend. What is we drawing today? We are drawing a chill ass bumblebee. Chill as hell. Yeah, my dad works at Nintendo, so. Ready? We're going to continue. If you're just hopping in, we're still pretty early on, right? Leg. Body. Other leg. One arm. Actually, my dad can be Mario 64 in only 2 hours. That voice is just too fucking funny. Okay. Here we go. Oh, speaking of Mario, I just saw that Mario movie in theaters. I thought it was good. I liked it. I saw the people being kind of like, sourpuss online about it. No, this didn't live up to the hype. It's like, what do you mean? I thought it was solid. It looked amazing. First of all, it looked amazing. I thought it was great. I think we got a little bit spoiled, honestly, as moviegoers that are going to see kids' movies in theaters, which I enjoy doing. We got spoiled with Puss in Boots, because Puss in Boots was just like, dude, fucking 10 out of 10. Unbelievable movie. I thought Mario was phenomenal too, honestly. It just didn't have that same, like, Puss in Boots had this other thing that's like, it's a kids movie, but it also has a deeper meaning for the adults that come to see it. You know what I mean? But that's like, that's like, you can't expect that with every kids movie. Some of them are just about like fun, and honestly, Illumination kind of does. Because what else do they make? The Minions movie. That's like their specialty, is just making a movie that's going to be really fun for kids, and I think they actually had their work cut out for them using the Mario like IP, because so much of it exists. I don't want to give any spoilers if you guys haven't seen it and you're really excited to see it, but they've put like there's so much. Watching it, I was like thinking like there are so many Mario games and such a variety of Mario games, and they wanted to put so much of it in there, like fit everything in. And honestly, I think they did a good job, and I thought overall the voice acting was good. I know people were really disappointed about the Chris Pratt like casting. He didn't like blow me away or anything. Look at this, by the way, guys. I'm drawing the other hand on the other side of his little tummy, which is just a U. Let me zoom in. U. And another U, and it just curves around to there. The music was amazing. Do you like the Lego movies? I think I saw the first one. I know there's more than that, but I want to say I saw the first one all the way back in like 2013 or something, and then I don't know if I have any others. Yeah, Puss in Boots is fucking amazing. I thought Mario was great too. I felt like I got my money's worth. And the other thing is that with kids movies, there's just this expectation, and TBH, I get it. You can't make a kids movie like really much longer than 90 minutes. Because at the end of the day, as much as adults want to pound their fists and just be like, this was a baby movie, it's like, yeah, dude, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a movie for kids. So they can't make a fucking, 4-hour, like, The Irishman Scorsese movie with every little fucking thing in Mario. and make it just like an amazing, unique story. It's just too much. It's too much to handle. Like they did exactly what they needed to do. Yeah, and apparently, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna make more movies out of it, right? So who knows? Maybe the next one will be a little bit more like, deep. I don't know. Two sort of rounded lines which are gonna connect to the circle which comes over here. So I did that. It's another gumdrop. Whoa! Oh! SAS Comics, SAS Comics. Gifted a tier 1 sub to Opal Chick. Wait, is it, just before I yell it out, is it, do you like SAS Comics or SAS Comics? Say 1 for SAS, 2 for SAS, so I can shout it out right. SAS. SAS Comics! Thank you. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. And you gifted it to Opal Chick, who I know you guys don't know this, but I know who that is. Very special person. Very near and dear to me. Oh, yes. Opal Chick. Okay. That was great. Hooking it up. 2. Okay, ready. We're going to make an oval. Just like that. Up top. How many liberals does it take to watch Pussbots? None. They too busy watching Baby Mario movie. Got him. Dude, you cooked them. You got him, bro. Too true. That's too real, bro. Oh my god. All that fucking Yellow Swag just made a comic that was like spoofing all this like stupid ass discourse about Mario movie being like, actually my dad made the Mario movie and it's way better. Yeah, my dad works for Rotten Tomatoes and he said that the algorithm was messed up, so actually Mario is better. Hey Beetle, did you hear about the Pokemon move called Stunseed? Yeah, dude, Stunseed is such a good move, bro. Any Pokemon fans in the chat who haven't been to a stream before? You know my favorite move is Stunseed. It's bug type. It's really good. Stunseed. Should look it up. It's really good. Anyway. Alright. Now, here's a little... Oh, here's actually a little lesson. Not just you following me kind of like blindly, but actually something I could teach you. Have you seen all the Pokemon movies? Defo, I have not seen all of them. Alright. Here's 3 faces of a character. Okay. Watch this. When I draw his face, he's looking at you. When I do this, he's looking up. Notice how pretty much all I did was smush the face together slightly. Smush it together slightly. Actually, I should smush. And then tilt it up. Now he's looking up. Now, if he's looking down, same deal. Face is smushed, tilted down, which just means that I'm drawing the face higher up on the head or lower on the head. Notice that the actual shape of the head in this case isn't even really changing. Obviously, that's not always the... Just got here. We're going to do another drawing? Yeah, we'll probably do another drawing. We'll be done with this one soon. Has there been a Pokemon Smash or Pass Cold Cuts episode? Actually, there is a Patreon episode that is about, it wasn't Smash or Pass, but it was, well, we've actually done 2 Patreon ones. There's one where Zach and I are actually versing each other in Pokemon, sorry, Yellow Swag and I are versing each other. And then the other one we worked through all of the legendary Pokemon and gave them a tier rating. One of the spiciest episodes that we've done. YOLO swag doxed. It's funny, we had on like, dude, I think like the first time that we had on like Rusty Cage or something on an episode, I made mention of that, something like that. I said something along the lines of, I was like, oh yeah, Zach told me that, blah blah blah, and Rusty was like, that's your name, Zach? And I was like, I can't believe he didn't even know that was his real name, but that was funny. You got to tell me how Celebi ranked on that. Got to subscribe to the Patreon. Can't give it all away. I'm pretty sure they ranked high though. Celebi ranked pretty high. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you want to check out the Patreon, by the way, patreon.com/coldcuts. I gotta plug it real quick. Just so you know, alright? Just so you know, when you join, you get access to the Cold Cuts Discord, which, first of all, I love my Beetle art Discord, which is great, but we have such a fresh community in the Cold Cuts Patreon. It is extremely fresh. A lot of those guys are in this chat right now, and they can tell you, alright? We play Jackbox on there, almost like, I don't know, once every other week, basically. Gardic Phone, a lot of drawing games. You get early access to Beetle comics, early access to YOLO Swag comics, comics that are not posted anywhere else. You get early access to our work in progress animations, and you get bonus episodes of the podcast. It is so fresh. Plus, you get things in the mail at like certain tier benefits. Dude, it's crazy. Honestly, I'm not even kissing my own ass. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I really do not think that you get as much stuff with other Patreons as you do with our Patreon. But it's because we just love this community so much. It is really fresh. It's been great. If you want to check that out, we're there all the time in the chat, especially me, because during the day, if I'm just like working and drawing, I'm usually messaging in there. Guys, back me up here. Do you know Deadly Comics? No, I don't. The Patreon episodes make work bearable. Honestly, the Patreon episodes are some of the hardest that I've laughed like all of last year. Some of those I was like ready to throw up from laughing. Anyway, check it out. All of this is to say, when you're drawing a cartoon character looking in different directions, this is kind of the way that you can think about it. I know there's an even more, you know, if you're really getting into anatomy, a lot of like some of the first drawing classes will tell you like, oh, your eyes go on this line, your nose goes on this line, your mouth goes on this line. Here's the middle of the head. And then when they're looking up, here's the tilt, and this, and this, and then you can draw your blah, blah, blah. But look, I'm telling you, it's not even necessary for these purposes, right? Smush the face, move it up to the top. Smush the face, move it down to the bottom. The only other thing is, like, if he has hair, in this case, you either wouldn't see it or you'd barely see it. And in this case, you'd be all the way over here. Alright? That's your lesson for today. And the only reason I brought it up is because this guy's got his head tilted back slightly. I'd be approximating most of the time. Dude, Don of Bran is the freaking goat. He's been drawing some of the craziest drawings in the Discord. His drawings come out better than my drawings by like a landslide. They're great. Definitely hop into the Beetle Moses Discord also to check out those drawings. Okay, so let's do the buggy face. Here is the nose. It's another oval. Notice how it's near the top, but leave some room because there's some eyes up here. Two little U's for eyes, but they're kind of, that's how I draw eyes. You can draw closed eyes a lot of different ways, right? This is like a peaceful looking face. Right? This is like, I'm so sick of you kind of face. This is like, haha, it's chill. This is like, I don't know what, farting. It's like really farting. What's another way? Yeah, literally that. And then there's I don't even know. I don't even know. Like running out of options. Yeah, that one. That's like, well, eyes open. That's eyes open. Squinting. Funky. Okay. So, what? Why did I get on that tangent? Oh, because because I drew his eyes. These are my peaceful eyes. Draw them in a different way, but I don't know. If I'm thinking like when somebody's asleep, this is sort of the type of eyes that I draw. If you draw somebody sleeping and their eyes are like this, it just doesn't look right. But you draw them like this, and they're like. I'm sort of tight on money at the moment. I want to subscribe maybe in intervals often for extra content while doing coursework, but it also feels wrong to do something continuously. Look, man, I understand. You ain't got to explain it to me. All right? We all just trying to make it work out here. Don't feel bad about it, right? It's all there. It's all on Discord. So whenever you want to hop in, or not on Discord, it's all on Patreon. We have a huge backlog, honestly. If you jump in right now, even now, I think we have like 40, 50 Patreon exclusive episodes. Like you will have access to more content than you'll know what to do with. And that's at any tier, right? You just hop in there. Art class Discord is also free. Of course, you just hop in there. And I'm in both of those. All right, look at this. And yeah, somebody had brought up a good point. I don't know who it was. I'm not sure who brought it up. But look how I drew this, guys. You know what? Let me actually pay attention for a second. Drawing two antennas. It's a curvy line, round at the top, and it curves back the other way. But if you don't feel comfortable drawing that all in one motion, you can draw a curvy line and the rounded bit, and then the other line just going up along the other side. Same thing. Maybe put some sweet shades on the B. That's tight. I would do the same. And then here's his little smile. Yeah, somebody brought up, put a triangle on his head. Oh yeah, it's true. And he's a Weedle. Kind of just looks like he's finished partying. But that is cool. Weedle. But he actually has one more arm also that I forgot about too. Sorry, I keep halfway finishing a thought. Somebody brought up a couple weeks ago before I had set up the Beetle Moses Discord. I was basically just like, I kind of already have a Discord with the Patreon, and you do get you get more benefits, right? There's no benefit to the free Discord aside that you're just part of the Beetle Moses art community, which is fresh. But I was like, I already have the Patreon one, and I kind of don't want to detract from that and whatever. But they brought up a good point. They're like, not everybody can pay. Not everybody can afford to do that. And, there is still, like, a community element. And it's like, and the fact that the art classes are free, I should just make the whole thing should be free, And I was like, damn. This man's spitting. I was like, you're right. You're right. So, I went ahead and did it. That, plus I was really sick of being on Twitter. I'm still sick of it. So it just makes more sense to be in there. And it's an active chat. It is active. You guys are in there all the time. I think I'm going to draw him smoking a fat blunt. Hell yeah. People don't wear hats to parties anymore. Dude, like and share if you're a true hater. Hell yeah. That's so true. Why not be wearing hats? Do I have a hat that I can wear? Let's see. I actually have a lot of hats. I'll wear this one. Mike? Beetle, can you go over the commandments again for my GF? Of course. Of course. All I had to do was ask. Let's go over the commandments real quick. Alright, let's run back through these, right? I know some of you guys are just hopping in. But this goes out specifically to Sean Sharts GF. All right? This one's for you, baby. Thank you for watching. Number 1, don't be too hard on yourself. All right? Everything that we're doing in this class, it's for fun. It's just for fun. All right? When you send me your art, when you post it in the Discord, when you post it on Twitter, I don't want to hear, oh, mine came out like shit. I suck at drawing. Probably not going to do that again. Not helpful to anybody. Doesn't do anybody any good. Especially not you. Don't be too hard on yourself. We're drawing because it's fun and it's important to be creative. It's important to do something besides just this on your phone all day. I don't even have my phone right here, so I'm just using my little dinosaur book that I showed you. You see this dinosaur book? It's from when I was a little kid. You can't just be doing this on your phone all day. Reading about, you guys already know what's good, right? Most of you guys are following me on Twitter, so I know you're on Twitter. I know you guys know what that looks like. Be freeze framing? How's my internet connection right now? Ooh, is it really bad? Pause. Give me 1 sec. Still bad. I really don't know what to do. I can't turn off my internet. I don't know what's going on. My internet just sucks. Yeah, I can see at the bottom of my corner on the screen. It says that it's kilobytes per second are struggling right now. Alright, I think we gotta just power through it, guys. I don't know about a second drawing, but it is just not looking so good. Alright, Mike, it's gotta be Mike, dude. Alright. Yeah, we'll be fine. Look, guys. I don't know why we're moving at fucking 0 frames per second. Anyway, I am especially sorry to Sean Shart's girlfriend got interrupted. Number 2, go at your own pace, alright? I'm going to draw really slow. Okay? But if I'm going too fast, don't be shy. You can message in the chat that I'm going too fast, or I ran through something, or I did a bad job explaining something. I'll go back, run through it again. Alright? And number 3, try new things. It's how you get better. That is more for days that we're not all drawing together. When you're drawing on your own, because this is meant to just segue into your own creative path, right? I'm just supposed to kickstart you into your own creative artistic journey, right? Maybe you will never be a career artist, but at the very least, you should have the party trick of being able to draw a freaking, a beetle on a flower. All right? Don't be afraid to try new things. It's very important on your path as an artist, okay? If you're going to draw something new, the first time you draw something, it might be a little bit shitty. Not shitty, but just like, it may not come out how you want it to. All right? The second time, you're gonna realize the mistakes that you made the first time. And then the third time, you won't even need to look at a reference. You'll just have it in your dome. Promise you. Every time. Anyway, Sean Shart's GF. I wish you guys a very happy evening. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Happy, thanks for joining. All right. How's the FPS? Is it still struggling? Yeah, who cares? Whatever. Who cares? All right. Now, we're going to make this wing, but the angle, you want to make sure that the angle is coming at it from sort of a flat. I'm not crazy about how that came out. Let's actually make it slightly back. All right. It's going to start from just behind this middle arm. And it's a U. Yeah, it looks better. With a line in it. MF spin GF. I have my Ethernet plugged in and everything, so I really don't know the issue with the internet. I'm kind of at my wit's end with it at this point, TBH. It's like, some of you guys know I live in Florida. And specifically the area that I live in. It just has horrendous internet. And I think they're trying to upgrade the area to like 5G, 6G, I don't even know. Someone's chewing on the cables. But I see when I'm like getting on the highway, it's not even just my exit. Like all over the place, they're putting these giant PVC pipes into the ground, which I know are for fiber cables or whatever the hell. I think they're trying to do it because they're trying to turn this area, or they're trying to turn Miami really, into this like tech bro hub. And I think people are like coming through, like these tech bros are coming in and they're like, I can't even load fucking Microsoft Excel on there. So I think they were like, okay, we need to upgrade everything really fast. And now because everything's under construction, here I am trying to teach a class. And I'm fucking going at like 1 frame per minute. Sorry about that, guys. I don't really know what else I can do. All right. Oval. This is the flower bit. Oval. Whoops. Let me see how I want to do this. Now, I've mentioned this before a bunch of times. But this is a perfect example of like making this work for your drawing, right? Just because my circle starts at this point on the head and ends at this foot and starts here and ends here, your drawing, your bug is inherently, it's not because you messed up, it's just because we all have our own styles. Your bug is going to look slightly different than mine. So if your circle, or oval rather, doesn't fit exactly the way that mine does, that's fine. But what you should be doing is look how I'm doing it, right? Okay, now look at your drawing and see how you want it to fit on yours, right? Just take that moment and go slow. Even if you're using a pencil, obviously, I always, before I do ink drawings, like on serious work, I always am doing pencil first to like plot everything out. But you can also go really light in pen, just to give yourself an idea, like how is this going to feel if I put this here and here and here, right? But taking that extra second to plot everything out is going to level it up. Trust me, bro, if we shine light through these glass tubes, the internet will be faster. Dude, what is the internet? What are frogs? You ever see that clip? It's like a classic. Without copper cables, what would the homeless do? It's a good one. It's like David Duchovny is on like Celebrity Jeopardy, and somebody's like, this wet amphibian eats flies and catches them with its tongue. And somebody else answers, and they're like, what are frogs? And he's like, what are frogs? Like really softly off to the side. Good moment. Anyway. I mainly do art by painting miniatures, but I'll try to follow along during the next stream. Oh, that'd be cool. I've never painted a miniature before, actually. Do you play D&D? Actually, the reason I even have a Discord on my phone is because I was playing D&D with the moderator in this chat. He was my dungeon master. He did a great job. And look, guys, I'm just making petals around this flower. Like Toni Collette in Hereditary. I was thinking about watching Midsummer tonight because that's one of those movies that I actually didn't really like when it came out. I loved Hereditary. Midsummer, here's my story about Midsummer. I have no fucking clue why, but one of my friends was able to download a PDF of the full Midsummer script like a year before the movie came out. And we all loved Hereditary, and he sent it to a bunch of us. So I read the script to Midsummer, like the leaked script, full script, to Midsummer before the movie came out. And I remember reading it and being like, holy shit, this is going to be good. And then I actually watched it and was kind of like, I don't know. It was one of those situations that, like, it's funny. I always make fun of people that are like, that's like classic. Somebody should make a soy jack for this. The book was better than the movie type people. It's like, no doy, you freaking nerd. The book was in your head. You read it and you made everything look how you wanted it to look in your head. Of course, when you saw the movie, it's not going to be as good. It doesn't look anything like what you came up with in your freaking head. No doy. People always try to hit you with that. The book was better than the movie. Yeah, you mean the vastness of your mind? My flower's lopsided. Look at mine. In the Mario book, he doesn't sound like Whisplatt. That reminds me of when the test print of X-Men Origins leaked online with the placeholder CGI. That I've never seen, but that's funny. I'm actually going to color this in. Obviously, okay, now if you wanted to color this in, just black and white, I would probably, you can make the stripes black and white as you please, but I think I'm going to add like a little bit more dimension to it by, giving it some attitude. I colored it in a little slightly different way. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then brown. And yellow. Actually, I don't really love that yellow. It's a little too bright. I want something a little orangey. Yeah, that's a good yellow. Make a little red nose. That, you know what? Yeah, that looks better. Yeah. Oh, let's see. When I first read The Hobbit when I was like 9, my teacher talked to me about how the Lord of the Rings movies, which I revere as legendary, ruined the books for him. That's a bit much, dude. I tried reading Fellowship of the Ring. It's not bad. It's I don't know. You know what? If I may be so frank, I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings guy to begin with. I'm just not a huge fantasy guy. Lord of the Rings is not. I mean, dude, I can't even hate. It's not even that It's not that I don't like it. It's not that I can't recognize it's an amazing movie. Obviously, it's an incredible movie, story. Extremely vast, dense. No hate, but it's just not my thing. Like, it's not what I would go for, really. Wow, the color really brought this one to life, TBH. Look at that. That's an orc-pilled take. Yeah, not bad, Tolkien. But don't quit your day job. Oh god, classic. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings fans when you don't watch the 16-hour extended edition with the gay sex scene between Frildor and Sam. OMG, was this your idea? Guys, somebody in the chat came up with this idea, alright? I'll let you guess who it was. Oh god, this is funny. What were we talking? Wait, there was something else I was gonna say like 2 seconds before that. Oh well, I'm gonna I kind of want to watch Midsummer now because now it's been like 5 years since I think I watched it when it first came out, and then I was just like, the freaking book was better than the movie or the script. I think it's because I knew what was gonna happen. It kind of I think it maybe would have been more jarring if I went into the movie and I didn't know, but I should have known reading the script ahead of time that it was going to kind of like spoil it for me. Right? Are you mother? Mother is mothering. Speaking of mother, I got a motherfucking hat in the mail from NBA Paint. NBA_paint. Take the autism quiz. I actually considered that. I don't want anybody to get upset by that, though. NBA Paint sent me that hat. Take the autism quiz. You'll ace it? I could take it. Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. This is absolutely not in no way am I intending to be disrespectful to autistic people. I do think that but it is an interesting quiz. Autism quiz. Let's see. I think it was this one. Somebody sent it to me. Accept and continue to cite. No, this is not the one. Let me find a good one. How do I take where? Hang on, I'm gonna find a good one. Super deal search. No. So, do you have autistic traits? I don't think that I have autistic traits. Honestly, I would say that the only thing that would make me think that I might score like somewhere on here is because I do have a. What the fuck was the quiz that I took that one time? Somebody sent this to me ages ago. Health reports. No. Somebody. It makes me think. One, I do get a little bit fixated on things, and I notice patterns and like where they shouldn't be sometimes. Which I think is a little bit of a. I could be wrong, but are those autistic traits? Sorry, guys. I'm like looking to. No. I don't know the one that I took. Autism quiz. Alright, let's see. Maybe this is it. Quiz. Okay, let's take a look at this here. Minimize this. Try to get my computer to not light on fire. It's too long for me to get impatient. So I get impatient. Is that a sign? It's okay. My autistic friend has granted you permission. You have the pass. My friend told me he genuinely thinks I'm autistic, but I'm not believing the psyop. Bing bong. Take the quiz. Oof, Beetle sounds like the tism. Can we have a little autism as a treat? Every autism quiz has said I'm autistic. I guess we're about to find out. Okay, who is this quiz for? A brief time-saving test. I think the one that I did before didn't look like this, but hopefully this is still good. You guys can read all this, yeah? Alright, it's actually framed pretty well. I like to do things the same way. Never, some of the time, most of the time. I do. I would say most of the time. I do have a routine that I do get a little bit, my feathers get ruffled if I don't do it. But I also do like some like spontaneous things, so I will go some of the time. I would rather hang out alone than go to a party with friends. No, I would rather. Is the drawing done? Yeah, I think we're done with the drawing. I would rather hang out. We'll probably pop back in there in a sec. Let's see. I would rather hang out alone than go to a party with a friend. Nah, I'd rather hang out with my friends. I tend to notice small details that others don't. Yes, that I feel like I do. When I'm reading a story, I have a hard time imagining what the characters might look like or figuring out the character's intentions. No, I usually am pretty good at that. Sorry, guys. Would that be an autistic trait? I don't know. Like, to not be able to do that? I find myself drawn more strongly to people than to things or solitary activities included. I'm not a gamer. Sorry, I don't really play video games. Are we going to do any more drawings? Maybe we'll do something quick. I dated a girl who had autism, bipolar, depression, ADHD, anxiety, narcissism. Would not recommend. LOL. I don't know, man. There's somebody out there for everybody. I find myself drawn more strongly to people than to things or solitary activities. Yeah, most of the time. I'm not really actually, let's go some of the time because I do like drawing and that's solitary. I enjoy social gatherings and or find social situations easy. Some of the time. I don't like small talk, really. On many occasions, I've been told that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it is polite. No, definitely not on many occasions. I frequently find it hard to keep a conversation going. Look at me, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm going to say never. I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone else. No, I feel like I'm actually have the opposite problem. I'm already just, like, people who are just, like, inherently, like, just, like, the worst person you've ever met in your life, and I still will have that moment that I'm like, but maybe there's something else that I just don't understand. I'm only just shaking that now, getting into an adult and be like, no, this person actually just sucks. I focus more on the whole picture rather than the small details. Is talking to yourself a conversation? I don't know. I focus more on the whole picture rather than small details. I don't know, some of the time. I tend to have very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them. That kind of, I'm going to say most of the time. Very strong interest makes it seem like kind of, you're going to like, like really intense. So maybe you think some of the time, but I do get kind of pissed if I want to do something and then it's like somebody's just like, no, or like not letting me. Anyway, when I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in. No, I'm a little fucking clamshell. When somebody is talking to me, I find it easy to read between the lines, understand their true feelings or intentions. Yeah, most of the time. Pretty good at that. You know that feeling when you're talking to someone, you can tell immediately that they're not paying attention to you? I have like a sixth sense for that. I find it easy to understand what someone is... I find it easy to understand what someone is thinking or feeling just by looking at their face. Yeah, most of the time. I often notice small sounds when others don't. No. I kind of feel like I'm the last person to notice some shit like that. Numbers, dates, or strings of information fascinate me. No, not really. I can easily recognize guys, sorry. I don't think I'm autistic. This questionnaire is making me think that I'm probably not. I know you guys were kind of rooting for me, but I don't think it's going to happen. I can easily recognize patterns in things all the time. I think I'm quite neurotypical, TBH. This quiz is making me think that I'm neurotypical. I didn't really think that I was. Tell me what I'm feeling right now. You're cozy because you're hanging out with your Beetle friends. I can easily recognize patterns in things all the time. Quiz failed successfully. I do recognize patterns in things. Sometimes where they don't belong, I think. New situations make me anxious and nervous. Sure. Some of the time. Most of the time. Who doesn't get nervous in a new situation? What kind of question is that? I prefer reading books about non-fiction subjects like dinosaurs. Honestly, I got my dinosaur book right here. Honestly, I do really like non-fiction. I just read I Heard You Paint Houses, which is actually the book that the Irishman is based off of, and it was really interesting. There's this one segment that they're talking about basically. Okay, the whole story is that am I gonna have to create an account? Please no. Let me just finish this and I'll tell you this story. Remind me, I'm gonna tell you about the Irishman real quick. Now you gotta press a button. If it says Hufflepuff, it's just gonna say Flubber. Like, what Disney princess are you? I prefer reading books about non-fiction subjects. Let's say some of the time. I find it hard to figure out people's intentions. No. All right, tell me. 17 out of 40. Actually, here we go. Scoring in this range means it may be a good idea to monitor your symptoms and keep track of the severity of these behaviors when they are what? Of what? What behaviors? What does it mean? Further evaluation is typically recommended when these behaviors begin to interfere. What behaviors? It's like I answered everything like, what the hell? It's making me feel like I'm, like I answered one that like, oh, maybe it was the one that I said, classic Hufflepuff. Maybe it's because I said that I get upset if I can't pursue my thing. I think that's what they're picturing, that I'm like getting like aggressive. But it's not that. It's more just I don't get upset like vocally. I just get upset like. Anyway, further evaluation is typically recommended when these behaviors begin to interfere with your ability to navigate life, school, and relationships. If you're concerned or want more information, geez, it almost makes me feel like I did. 17 out of 40 is really low. Why is it saying? Anyway, well, that's the result. So if you guys wanted to know if I'm neurotypical, the answer is barely. Click the therapy button. No. Anyway, where's my art? There it is. I was reading I Still Love You. Thank you. Or were addictive as a kid. I'll shut down completely if I can't think about work on tabletop games. Yeah. I diagnosed you with gay. Yeah. I was reading The Shattering the other day. Anybody in the chat know who Red Shirt Guy is? I just finished reading The Shattering. If anybody knows who Red Shirt Guy is, now you guys are just gonna Google it if I give you a present for it. But if one of you guys knows who Red Shirt Guy is, very important internet. No, not Ken Bone. This is pre-Ken Bone. Shattering. I'll give you a hint. I know that my mod knows who that is. From BlizzCon. Yeah, it's a Warcraft thing. From BlizzCon. Isn't Falstad dead? No, he survived. Basically, what happened was that, you know him? Actually, I don't think I have my setup properly that we could watch it. But basically, it's a video of this guy who was waiting in line at BlizzCon back in like 2012 or 11. And he's waiting in line to ask questions to the like developers or creators of World of Warcraft, and he like outsmarts them on their own thing. Didn't you go to school with him? How the hell did you know that? Babadook? I must have mentioned it on a podcast. Yes, I went to school with this kid. But he became super famous because he just finished reading some like lore book. Cold cuts. I have mentioned this. He finished reading some book that was just like that was like a bit like something about the lore of World of Warcraft, like some deep lore. And there was some character in it that he was like, at the end of The Shattering, this character Falstad Wildhammer, like, is supposed to be in this town. But if you go in the game and you go to see him, he's not there. What happened to him? And the developers like look at each other and they're like, isn't Falstad dead? And he's like, no, he survived, and like gives like a whole like dissertation. And the guys are like, he stumps them, like they're like, okay, thank you for bringing that to our attention. We will look into it. And the crowd goes wild. Like he just fucking like blew them out of the water. And then they ended up adding him to the game. because they put this character Falstead, Wildhammer, they put him where he was supposed to be in the game, and they made a little gnome right next to him. That is not a gnome. I don't play WoW, but it's like one of those characters, like a dwarf, that's like next to him, and he's like wearing a red shirt, and they named him like, I think it was like Red Shirt Fact Checker was like his name or something like that. They like added him permanently to the game, and I think now, I mean, this was so many years ago, but I think now he is invited as like a VIP. At least for a while he was, maybe it still is, to BlizzCon, and I think every year he goes up there to like do a little spiel on the thing. Insanely based. Yeah, that guy, Red Shirt guy, and I went to school with him. So when that happened, when that news broke and people started like, it started circulating, obviously he was kind of like, nerdy kid, not very social. His fucking social status, and I didn't go to a very big school, just through the roof. Everybody knew who he was immediately. He was a little bit of an actually kid, but he wasn't, because he was kind of like he was a soft-spoken dude. If you had asked me anybody that we went to school with that I would not have expected to have blown up, honestly, so based. I wonder where he is now. Actually ran into him several years later. I was with my mod. We were at a comic store that's like in my area, and they were doing some type of like event, like some annual, like I don't know what, like a super sale of all their comics. And the guy was there, and we said, "What's up?" I don't even think I don't know if he even recognized us, but he was wearing a red shirt. He was still wearing the same red shirt. So there you go. Anyway, the other thing I was gonna say was, I finished reading The Shattering the other day. I was reading, you gotta watch that shirt. Look up Red Shirt Guy on YouTube when we're done with this. But I was reading this book, I Heard You Paint Houses, which is all about, it's the true story. It's the first-hand account of this guy Frank Sheeran, aka the Irishman, who was a pretty high-level mobster in like the Northeast area way back in the 60s and 70s. 50s, 60s, 70s, basically. And Jimmy Hoffa, who was a really interesting character, maybe you guys have heard of him. He went missing. His body was never found. He was a known mob affiliate, but was basically the creator and leader of the Teamsters, like the union. He was considered almost like public enemy number one for like I think a good 40 years by the U.S. government, because he like ruled his union with like an iron fist. Can we post these in the Patreon Discord? Yeah, of course. Invite to be a guest on Cold Cuts. Dude, I don't know if he would. I would have to reach out to him, and I don't know how I even could find him. But yeah, but he was super based in special interest / hyperfixation pilled. That would be a crazy guest to have on, but I don't know if he would be into it. Who knows? Maybe I'll ask. Anyway, there's a lot of passages of that book that I was reading that were really interesting, but one of the things that they were talking about was that Frank Sheeran, is just this like little side note that he was talking about, is that sometimes if they wanted to do an intimidation on a guy, they would blanket him, is what they called it. So if like a guy was like, if they knew a guy, they were worried that he was gonna like snitch on them or something, and he was like stepping out of the courthouse, and he wasn't like a known mob affiliate, but they just did work with him, and now he's being questioned. Somebody would just be hiding in the bushes, and he's like walking out for lunch during the courthouse, and they would just throw a blanket over him. And by the time that he's taking it off, there's an old guy that did it that's just like shuffling away around the corner. And he's gone. And it's basically the whole point of it is like it's completely harmless. It's totally legal, I guess. You could throw a blanket on somebody. But the whole point is just to show the guy like how vulnerable you are. Like I said, yeah, like that's it. It's just like, look, if we wanted to take your ass out, we know where you are and you're vulnerable. You're not watching your back. So we just blanketed you. And by the time he takes the blanket off, the whole point is that the guy's gone. Isn't that false imprisonment? I don't know. Apparently at the time they didn't give a shit. But I just thought that was funny, the idea of like blanketing someone where it's just like you're not actually doing any like serious physical harm to them, but you're just you're Just letting them know, like, you should be watching your back a little bit closer. Anyway, I'm not saying that there's like a billionaire in mind that somebody could blanket, then it would just be like hilarious. I can't think of anybody that it would be really funny if that happened to. If there was like somebody in mind, like a billionaire that I could think of that I like didn't like, that would be funny to blanket them. I don't know, maybe I would say it, but I can't think of anybody. Anyway, it's just a prank. So, what was I gonna say? Why did I even just bring up the shattering? I heard you paint houses. I don't remember why I just got into that. No, I forgot. What'd you forget? You're late. Autism. I can't believe at the end of that, like I was taking that quiz the whole time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really afraid of social situations. I'm not really. Oh, we were talking about fiction versus nonfiction. That is why. Rhymes with husk. Can't think of anything. There was one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, by the way, if you guys are just hopping in, check out Thought Cops. These are my guys. They sent me a free hoodie. And I did an episode with them. I did 2 episodes with them. One of them with my Cold Cuts partner, YOLOSWAG, and one of them was a solo ep. And then I think they also did a solo ep with YOLOSWAG. So if it's like, you're already subscribed to the Patreon, and you're already watching us on YouTube, and you're watching my streams, and you cannot get enough. There's some more content. There's still more. I'm trying to get on a Vosh stream soon again. I can't, it feels tacky to ask blatantly, but it is really fun to go live with him, and it's been a few weeks. Actually, it's been a few months since we've been on a live stream with him. So I'm, trying to drop hints. I'm like, yeah, it's it's been fine. We've been recording episodes, and yeah, and I've been recording this whole time. Vosh is so fun on the pod, I know. I love doing the pod, and I love when he's on, but I also do like going live with him because it's just really funny, sometimes I'll watch his streams, and that chat is crazy. I mean, first of all, he has 4,000 or 5,000 people watching, so the chat is just I don't even know how he watches it. But he does shout me out if I pop into the Vosh chat, and I'm just like, this Vosh guy's kind of cute, guys. He'll be like, "Hello, Beetle Moses." He'll be talking about some vile hate crime that's going, somebody got some crazy shit that just happened, and he's in the middle of it, and he's like the right wing won't admit, hi Beetle Moses, that they want it. It's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, keep your eyes out. I'm gonna try to get on one of those chats soon. All right, deserve to be a regular guest. I have said to Vosh, both of us have said that if he's tired of the political streaming, if he's just over it and doesn't want to do it anymore, he could just come be the fucking permanent 3rd Cold Cuts member. It'd be very funny. The episodes with him are really funny. We have a ton of them. I swear to God, I think we've had him on 5 times now. I think more than any other guest. The only other guest I think we've had on the same amount of time is maybe House of Decline. Both of those guys are honorary 3rd members at this point. House of Decline was actually almost going to be the I think well, I'll speak for myself. I really wanted him to be the 3rd guy early on, but he already had his own podcast and a Patreon and stuff like that, and he was kind of just But we were doing the Twitter Spaces with him, the 3 of us, me, Zach, and very lucrative business decision. Cold Cuts in 10 years needs House and Vouch as permanent members. That'd be great. Both of those guys have a seat for. Oh, I got a seat for them. Millennials always eating hot chip and podcasting. If you get a 3rd member, I can quote the podcast with Beetle et al. Guys, I hate to keep you hanging. I'm very sleepy. I'm a sleepy boy. I don't think we're going to draw another one tonight. All right. But I did have really fun hanging out with you guys. And we're going to do double XL extra long episode on Wednesday. I just did not get enough sleep last night. I don't think I can keep this entertaining much longer. But hop in on Wednesday. We're gonna do an extra one. We're gonna go as long. I'm gonna go as long as possible with you guys. All right. I'm feeling a little eepy right now. I'm gonna watch a movie and I'm probably gonna fall asleep in like 30 minutes. If you guys hopped in late or you missed this one, I've been recording this whole time. It's gonna go up on the VOD, so don't miss it. Thank you guys all for watching. I gotta plug the Patreon one more time, right? If you want the full experience, if you want early access, bonus access, all kinds of crazy stuff, you can hop in the Patreon, patreon.com/coldcuts. Super fun community. There's also the Discord, right? This Beetle art stream Discord right here. Thank you, Staffa Waffle. Just dropped the link right in there. That link is never going to expire, right? Free. You could jump in there. Post your art that you did tonight. Also, if you're just drawing, if you're doing just regular, whatever, just drawing on your days off. If you're at work and you're drawing on sticky notes because you got nothing else to do, send it in the thing. Send it in the drawing. I'm getting your guys' messages. I'm seeing them. It's a really active community. Seriously, you guys are great. And I just love you guys so much. I mean, how much else can I say? Anyway, if it's your first time watching and you haven't followed me yet, I would appreciate a follow, right? That way you get a notification the next time that I go live. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I will see you on Wednesday. Good night.